Okay, perfect. Thanks everyone for coming. So this workshop today is all about QR codes and locations. We're going to go through how to create a QR code. We're going to go through how to print them, and we're going to go through how to use them. So the QR codes are really good, and they can help save time. If you're in a big building, if you have QR codes up in every single room or in every single floor, it'd be very helpful. You won't have to go around, and if you're trying to create a snag, think to yourself, "Oh Lord, what floor am I on? What room am I on?" If the QR code is there on a door or a window or something like that, all you have to do is open up Procore on your phone and with the app, go to the camera or the location on the Procore app, and you'll be able to scan the QR code and you'll be able to create snags, inspections, RFIs, and see anything that's relevant to that room from that QR code. So it's a very, very useful tool to use. So you can create QR codes for uh, like I said, you can use houses or apartments or anything like that. You have different tiers to it. So you could have apartment block 1, and then your next level could be ground floor. Your next level after that could be apartment number 1, and then you could have your kitchen, sitting room, living, etc. like that.
Amazing.
So there's a way to create them. So you obviously go to your site, project tools up here, go to admin, and then inside an admin over on the right hand side, locations. Just click on locations here, and this is how you create your locations. So like I said, you could do it for something like an apartment block. You could have apartment block 1, you could have your first floor. Inside your first floor, you'd have apartment 1, and then you'd have your bedroom, kitchen, living, toilet, etc. And you can do that as well for houses as well. You could have Alder Way, and then you could have house 1 Alder Way, and you could have bedrooms, kitchens, etc. as well. You can also create QR codes for basically anything. So ones that are done on some sites are stuff like canteens and car parks and the compounds. Another one is actually the whiteboard meetings as well that you do. If you had a QR code right beside the whiteboard meetings, you could take a picture of the whiteboard and sorry, you can scan the QR code, take a picture of the whiteboard, and it's all stored in the one place, one location, which is very, very handy. So we'll have all your whiteboard meetings in the same place, which is very, very handy. So there's a few different ways to actually create your QR codes. The two main ways are you can manually type them in or you can import them with Excel. I'm happy to help anybody do them. The manual way to do it is simple enough. You just go first tier up here. You have the option to put in a code if you want before it. So you could have 01 block 1, or you don't have to put a code in. You can turn that off down here. So you just type in, say, block 2, just tick this little tick box over here. That then means you've created block 2. And inside in here, you can then create something like ground floor. And again, you tick that box. You do the same then with, say, first floor. And then you obviously name out all your 3 or 4 or 6 floors, whatever it is. And then with your first floor, you click on that again, go into the third tier. And from here, you can have apartment number 55. And then apartment number 56, etc., etc. Keep going then, apartment 57. And then from within that, you could click on, say, apartment 55 and put in your toilet, your living, living, well, and so on and so on. That's how you can manually input them if you have kind of not that many locations. But there's also another way of doing it, which is through Excel, and you'd use Procore imports. I won't go through in detail how to do that in a minute, but I'll just give you a quick summary of what it would look like. So what you would do is I'll help you create these as well. And you would put in your, say, block 3. In the second tier, you type in ground floor, and you can obviously just drag this stuff down as well. So it's quite easy that way. You put in your apartment 20, whatever it is, and you put in your kitchen, your store, etc. And all you do is you press save. You close that down. You'll open up Procore imports. It's an application here. For anyone who wants to know where it is, feel free to ring me and text me afterwards. I can show you exactly how to get it. And what you do is you click add new locations. And from that Excel file, you just drag it in here. Oh, sorry, skip this step. Drag in the file, press process. You'll see all the ones there that I showed you in Excel. press import to Procore. Depending on how many it could take a couple of minutes to do it, but it really is worth it at the start of the job, getting these locations right. You'll see then it just takes a second. There's 101 different locations coming in. This could take anywhere from 20 seconds up to a couple of minutes, depending on how many locations you have. And then once it's done, press finish. And then you go back to your sandbox project. Let's refresh. And there you'll have block 3 just created as well. So as you can see, it's a lot quicker to use the Excel version if you have an awful lot of individual rooms and floors and stuff like that. So how you actually use the QR code then is simple enough. You will just print out the QR code. So there's a few different ways to do that. You just click over here on this little eye icon, or these little 3 dots, sorry. Click on that, print QR code. You have an option then of printing one QR code for just say the block, or you could print all the QR codes for block 1 and all those first floor, ground floors, bathrooms and toilets I just mentioned. You always make sure you put US letter if you're doing more than one, and you click 30 label page, this one down here, Avery 6460. This is a special type of paper, it's a sticky paper. So you can put 30 of them onto the one page and you just stick them onto a door or a window inside in any rooms that you have. Now, these are available in the head office, but we have a limited supply of them. So if anybody does want to have those QR codes labels, let me know, and they will have to be ordered in. Now, we do have a limited supply here in the office, but anyone who wants it, just let us know. And like I said, you can put one if you wanted, just on an A4 page. If it was just a QR code for a block or a floor or something, you could just put that on one normal A4 page and just stick it onto a wall. And if you click the Avery 6460, what will happen is it'll come out looking like this. And this will be a special type of sticky paper that we use, and we'll stick those on, say, level 0 ground floor. You put in the access rise or wherever it is it's relevant for. So that's how you create those. I'm just going to show you then how you actually use the QR code. So I'll just move over here to the app. You can see that there, can you? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so in order to use the QR codes, there's 2 ways to do it. You obviously go to the site that you need. You either open up the camera or you open up the locations. And if you open up the camera, you'll see there you'll have your QR code stuck on the wall. Click that little blue, and that said the name of the location. And here you can see all snags that are relevant to that one location. This one, it's Donnybrook level 1 first floor. You can see here all snags that are associated with that floor. Down here, you can create a snag. You just press that create snag, and you'll be able to create snags from there. And what it's doing is it's automatically populating the location for you, which is very handy. So if you had went into that building there in Donnybrook, went onto the first floor, and say you were in a specific room, you might know exactly what room you're in. It would take you a minute or two to figure out. But if you just had the QR code up on the wall or the door or the window, just take a picture of it, it's automatically inputted for you. So you just create your snag like normal from there. Again, down here you can see any incidences that were specific to that floor. Down here you'll have inspections. And again, you can create an inspection from here, or like I said before, you could create an incident from there. And you can scroll down more and you'll see RFIs. You can view all the RFIs that are associated to just that one QR code. Again, you can have submittals there as well, and photos. We seem to have a bit of an issue here in the company of not putting photos and categorizing them properly. The QR codes are a great way of doing that. So what you can do, like I said, is you can scan the QR code, go down here to photos, add photos, open it up there, take a photo of whatever it is. And then that'll just appear then in the top right-hand corner, or top left-hand corner, you'll see it there. Very, very useful, very good way of keeping your photos together. As you guys know, whenever you're out on site, a lot of people take photos and they bulk them up into the photos tool on Procore. And if you go looking for that photo in a couple of months' time or a couple of weeks' time, it could take you forever to find it. So the location feature is very, very good for that. That's sort of the gist of how the QR codes work. If you have any questions there, lads, feel free to ask away.
Hi Connor, there, it's Brian here. There's actually one other way that you can upload locations, just that I suppose everyone's aware, and that is through Revit, which is an authoring tool that most architects firms use. So there's an add-on on that. Wouldn't be expecting anyone on here to be able to do it, but it is quite a useful way to do it in terms of it's quite a quick process. There's an add-on. Normally rooms are created in a 3D model, and they're able to add it to the Procore locations tool directly. So most jobs now, most architects work in Revit. So if anyone comes across that, please give myself or Connor a shout, and we'll look at it. You know. But yeah, very good presentation, very clear, and just echo especially about the photos. If we could categorize photos into a location, it'd be much easier for everyone, especially when you want to go searching for a particular photo 6 months down the line. But yeah, very good.
Connor, just on the QR codes for the whiteboard meetings, that was good. We probably don't do it, but there is a trail of thought that the constraints board and the last planner meetings are in some cases replacing the internal meetings, and we suggested that to the NSAI before, but capturing that is important. So I'm not saying that we're going to roll it out fully, but it's a good option to have if we scan the last planner or the constraints board. If that's being used, a lot of the headings on the constraints board kind of replicate what we had for the internal minutes, but it might need a bit more work. But I do think it's a good option to have if we go down that road, or whoever is using that for their internal minutes or their meetings, that they can scan that then and save it in one place.
Yeah.
Now even the whiteboard, to scan and save them is good too, but it's probably not done. But at least the option is there. So no, great, Connor. Yeah, thanks. And Connor, you sent me the attendance for the last few, and I've done nothing about it. But what you might do after this one is just capture the names, if you don't mind, and stick it up in the WhatsApp group. Because, and in fairness, I know there's people can't go to these. They're on meetings, and some it's not relevant to. But there is probably a few more people that could attend them, and it's only 15 minutes, and there's great value in it. So let's highlight it. Maybe the people are attending, but no, all good. Yeah, thanks, Connor.
Yeah, yeah.
Any other questions there from anyone?
Okay, thanks.
If anybody's creating large numbers of QR codes and locations, feel free to ring myself. I can help you create those. But like I said, there, it's quite easy to make a few simple ones there that you could do right now. Even just go site compound, create your car park, last planner, site manager's office, stores, toilets, stuff like that. It can be very easy. Any other questions there from anyone? Okay, that's pretty good. Like I said, be under 20 minutes anyway, so appreciate everybody coming along. Yeah, any questions there in general about Procore, you know, or all right, everyone?
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Connor.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Connor. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers, Connor.
Thanks.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you.